Hello, YouTube friends. This is Richard Mabey with Richard Mabey Presents. It's almost 11:30 in the morning. I've been doing some yard work this morning. I'm specifically trimming the hedges on the side of the house, and it's quite hot out. And being outside and doing the yard work, I get very philosophical. In early September, I'll turn 68, and I have this call, this yearning, this heartfelt sense that 67 to 68 is kind of a landmark. Maybe it's just my imagination. I don't know. Put in the comments, those of you who went from 67 to 68 already. But I feel the need or the calling or the consideration to move on. And I think I'm kind of burnt out with Central Florida and all of its aspects and all of it has a certain wonder and charm to it, has a certain ruggedness to it. It also has a sort of an overwhelming display of cookie cutter homes, very, very tiny yards and that kind of thing. No children running around playing. So New Jersey, you can't. That's where I'm from, New Jersey, a little town in New Jersey, but in Northeast New Jersey. But New Jersey's just, you have to be a millionaire to move back to New Jersey. The property tax is so high. So specifically, I'm thinking, or in general, thinking in terms of Pennsylvania, like that central Pennsylvania, just from the Delaware River to Gettysburg, and to be in the shadow of the Appalachian Mountains, or some of the subsidiary chains of the Appalachian Mountains. To be in the hills of Pennsylvania would be nice. I don't fish or hunt, but I like the idea of there being streams and lakes and ponds where you don't have to worry about alligators. You can take a hike in the woods and sit on a rock or a fallen tree besides a lake or a pond or a babbling brook and not have to worry about alligators. It's kind of a nice thought again. And it's hot down here in Florida. And this is basically like the New Jersey Shore in reverse. I would say right now, late July, about 75% of the homes, or I'll say 70% of the homes here are empty homes because they're snowbirds. So they're back up north, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Michigan, that kind of thing. So there's an empty, hollow feeling in the community, So I'm just philosophical meanderings, where do I go from here in my life? The transition from 67 to 68. So I'm going to go out and do some more yard work, and then come back and do some more philosophical meanderings. So, YouTube friends, I have most of the hedges on the side of the house, that's the east side of the house, trimmed up. There's 15 hedges altogether. I just counted them all, and they all pretty much merged together on top now. And I still have 2 more hedges to trim up, plus rake up the leaves and the trimmings, put them in one of those big brown bags. It's really hot out right now. I took beneath the oak tree, I put a folding chair, and I rested for a while between doing the hedge clippings. It's high noon right now, and I was reading the Sumter Express. I always get a kick out of this paper here. So the life and times of Richard Mabey. Exciting life. And Phyllis, and I'm doing the Hedges again. I was very philosophical about this transition from 60 being 67 and crossing the bridge to 68. And it's interesting. My father went home to be with the Lord. He was 78. His dad was 75. That's my grandfather. And my great-grandfather lived to be 68. And then his father, my great-great-grandfather, lived to be in his late 60s. So, I've been thinking a lot about so for 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm the 5th generation, and the past, my father and my 3 forefathers, none of them made it to 80. So I've been thinking a lot about it. Do I want to stay here in Happy Land, cookie cutter home mode, alligators in every, pond and lake and river, no hills? Or do I want to, in terrible heat in the summer? And it's almost like when the snowbirds leave, they usually leave around, they leave around March or so, mid-March. And after they leave, it's like the atomic bomb went off. Do I want to continue? Do I want to die here? And I don't. I want to maybe. Ideally, I like northern New Jersey, but it's so expensive. And I like the idea. I like Pennsylvania. You've got the Appalachian Mountains. You got the Lehigh Valley. You're close to the Delaware River. You've got mountains and hills, streams and lakes and that kind of thing. It's a lot of small towns with a small city, large town nearby, be it Allentown or Gettysburg or Chambersburg, where you have a decent sized hospital nearby. So I like the idea of finding my Mayberry. Finding my Mayberry in Pennsylvania. And I know a lot of people are going to say I'm totally crazy, but I actually miss the snow. I miss the way snow, after a fresh snowfall, the way the snow clings to the limbs and branches of the maples and oaks and elms, and especially on pine trees. I love the way the snow clings to the branches of evergreens. And I'm a little homesick. And a lot of my cousins have departed from northern New Jersey, but there's still enough of my cousins live in, say, northern New Jersey and eastern Pennsylvania, be able to see relatives like, every 3 months or something, and go to family picnics. The family picnic was just, I think it was last weekend or the weekend before, the big family picnic in upstate New York, and I missed that. And I got really sad about missing that. So, take a break here. So I'm raking up all the trimmings from trimming up my hedges here, and I rake that up. Got my brown bag here to put all the clippings in, and got the hedges there. Got a lot of trimmings here to break up. I'll be back as soon as I'm done with this. I'll share some more philosophical meanderings. I raked and picked up the hedge trimmings of the first group, the first half of the group of hedges, and the bag's filling up pretty good. I was taking a break, and I have a little bit of paperwork here in the garage, and I came across this old backyard picture from I'd say from about 1966 or so, the summer of '66, and it's my sister at the old Mabey homestead, the backyard picnic table. My sister, all the way there on the left. Neighborhood boy, his name was Johnny. Forget his last name. And my cousin Dave Mabey there on the right. He's sitting on his bicycle there. Cherished picture. Just looks like they were doing some kind of artwork or something out there in the yard. Just an old cherished picture. Old black and white cherished picture. It's really hot out. I'm gonna go outside and I lost my focus here. I'm gonna go outside and get back to work. I've got the clippings for the back part of the hedges to do, to rake and pick up. All along here. And I got my brown bag. There's my pride and joy, my Toro. Try to get out of the shadow of it. I love that tool. Great electric hedge clipper. And my rake. Yeah, got to get back to work. So I've got the bag pretty much full, and I'll just have enough space to wrap it up, and they'll come and they'll pick it up on Friday morning. It's hot out. Wow, is it hot out. During my breaks, I was reading this, besides reading the Sumter Gazette, the Sumter Express local weekly, I was reading this Topper comic book. This is from England, and really enjoyed reading this. Great hardcover comic book. Hard to find. I've been to many comic book shows and looked for them, but they're very hard to find. Now I just have to put everything away. So, YouTube friends, I have the hedges all trimmed up on the eastern side of the house. I raked up all the trimmings, put them in the big brown bag, and I just have to put things away. I keep my rake right behind me here, and I also have to get my put my Toro electric trimmer. I keep that in the original box. I keep it really nice. Bring in the long extension cords, and I'm gonna let's see what time it is now. It's 1:45. I'll probably be able to catch Bold and Beautiful soap opera at 1:30. I'm kind of tired. Well, I have a lot to think about. I really do want to, for being 68, I want to be in a different place, and ideally maybe Pennsylvania. And I like the brooks and the streams and the babbling brooks of Pennsylvania. I like the hills and the mountains. I like the small towns. I like the idea of being, you're in a small town, but maybe you're 10 miles away from a large town with a hospital, with a halfway decent hospital, that kind of thing. I like to have a little garden in my backyard with a scarecrow. Maybe a maple tree in the backyard or an oak tree. You know, be kind of nice. Not maybe like, like maybe half an acre lot, So that's that. I would have had, I have my Social Security and my AT&T pension. I would have had a pension from the ad agency, but they went belly up. They went totally bankrupt. So I lost my pension on that. But I would have had a fairly decent little pension from the ad agency, which would have been nice. Every little bit counts when you're on fixed income, Inflation, the price of a jar of peanut butter keeps going up. And I'm not little on gasoline. So I'm going to sign off and clean up here, put everything away. So stay safe, stay happy, stay positive. This is Richard Mabey, signing off.